Hey guys, I come to you today from a different camera, can you tell? Turns out mine had a really low battery and I had no idea, so it is currently on charge. Anyway, for today's Veda, I thought I would do the musical theatre tag. I have the questions here, I just found them online and then chose some ones that I wanted to answer, so... How often do you see musicals? Not often enough, I can tell you that much. I don't have the money to see them very often, because I don't live near a place where lots of musicals are put on all the time, and even then my local theatre is quite expensive, so... Why did you see the last musical you saw? The last musical I saw was 42nd Street, and I saw it because it was offered to us as a school trip. I didn't really know what 42nd Street was about beforehand, but I never turned down a trip to the theatre. What do you think about straight plays? Do you see them often? I actually really like straight plays. I remember in high school we went to see The Crucible and everybody else came out of it saying, oh, it was so boring, but I actually really enjoyed it. However, I don't see them that often. I think The Crucible is the only straight play I've ever seen outside of school. What do you consider to be the most overappreciated musical? I feel like I'm gonna get killed for this, but Wicked, I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely adore Wicked. When I saw it, I came out of it feeling so good. It was beautiful, I was obsessed with it for ages afterwards, as everyone is when they see Wicked. But that's just it, it's the musical that everybody sees. Everybody's heard of Wicked, everybody knows at least one song, or at least knows of one song from Wicked. And there's nothing wrong with a musical being well known. I really like that musical theatre's well known, but it's just... yeah, I can't really explain it, sorry. How about the most underappreciated? This answer will not shock anyone who knows me, but Dreamboats and Petticoats. Dreamboats and Petticoats is my favourite musical, and it is actually a lot more appreciated now that it's a bit more well known. I just wish more people had heard of it, because I really like it. Dreamcast your favourite musical. Well, as I just said, my favourite musical is Dreamboats and Petticoats, but I don't think I've ever thought about who I'd cast in a full production of it. I can tell you, however, that it would involve me as Laura and Darren Criss as Bobby. The musical that failed to live up to your expectations, 42nd Street. I didn't really go in with that many expectations, simply because I didn't know what it was about. And it was good, don't get me wrong, I did like it. But I think it's just because it's a very heavily dance-based musical, and I am not a dancer. The musical that surpassed your expectations, Footloose. Not that I didn't think it was going to be very good, but beforehand I'd seen the movie, the original one with Kevin Bacon, and that isn't strictly a musical, it's just got music behind it, no one actually sings, it's not a musical. So I was just curious as to how they would incorporate it all, but I really enjoyed it. If you had to take a person who has never seen a musical to watch one, which one would you pick for them? I do have to say Wicked. Regardless of what I said before about the show, I do think it is a very good musical to use as an introductory musical for someone who maybe hasn't been into musical theatre their whole lives. I think because it's a really well-known musical and most people know the story of The Wizard of Oz, they can relate it to that, and I just think it's a really good one. Bootlegs, yay or nay? I want to say nay, because yes, you should pay to go and see the musical, and you shouldn't record in the theatre, and it's not fair on those who put so much work into it, but I will say this. I really enjoyed How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying with Darren Criss on Broadway, and I have never been to America. Do you always have company when going to the theatre? Or do you go alone? So far I've always had company, but I don't think I'd be opposed to going alone. It could be quite fun. Which musical has made you laugh out loud the most? Definitely Legally Blonde. I've seen it twice and both times I was just cracking up in my seat. So good. If you haven't seen Legally Blonde, see it. It's amazing. How about cry the most? Going to give a very stereotypical answer here and say Les Mis, but I'm serious, I was just bawling through most of it. So good. Which is your favourite cast recording? Dreamboats and Petticoats. I think I got it for my birthday or Christmas. They're very close together, so I can't remember which. But I just listen to it all the time and I really like it, so... What started your interest towards musicals? Well, I've always been interested in music and performing. I took ballet lessons as a child, and then I took singing lessons at a very young age too. But what I think really got me into musical theatre was going to see Joseph in year 8 or year 7. I can't remember which it was, but it was very, very early in high school, but it was just astounding, and the narrator in Joseph is still one of my dream roles. So that is all of the questions, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!